First thing you want to learn on transition is to pump and drop in. Any skate park you skate, you will be pumping, so this is crucial to get right and really feel comfortable before you step into these other tricks. Roll up with your feet centered in the board. Find the position where your feet feel the most comfortable over the bolts, and you can center your shoulders with your knees. As I get to the quarter pipe, right when I hit the transition, I'm starting to bend that front knee, and once my back foot hits it, both my knees are bent and my shoulders are forward, and you go up, and then the same thing on the way down, right where you would have bent your knees, this is where you would extend them now to get your flat bottom and get your speed. The objective is to work your way up to the coping, and then you can kick turn. It could be scary to drop in at first, but it's all about committing 100%. Place your back foot in the inside pocket of your tail, and your front foot over the first 2 bolts of your skateboard. Drop your tail onto the coping. Lean forward, bend your knees, and push your front foot down so that the board goes onto the transition itself. At the bottom of the transition, straighten out your legs and get ready to pump. And there you have the pump and drop in. Next we have the rock to fakie and rock and roll. Roll up with your back foot in the center of your tail and your front foot over the first 2 bolts of your skateboard. When you get to the top of the ramp, kind of go like you're going to go into a little bit of a manual and just pick those front wheels up. Let the coping rest on the middle of your board. The weight is more so on your front foot. Get tipped over, and then when you feel your momentum coming back in the ramp, put your weight back to your back foot. You want to make sure that you get that front truck back over that coping and come in smooth. Now getting into the rock and roll. Once you get into that rock position, put all that weight on that back foot, twist your shoulders almost instantly, and pivot the front around the coping into the transition. While you're twisting into the rock and roll, your back knee is bent and your front knee should almost be kind of straight to bring that front truck over the coping and roll away. When you get it down, you can have fun with it. There you have it, rock and rolls. Today we are going to go over the backside grind. It is the basis to your mini ramp fun time. Roll up with your back foot in the inside pocket of your tail and your front foot over the first 2 bolts of your skateboard. When you approach the coping, that front shoulder needs to already start turning in. Put some weight on the back foot just to lift that front truck up a little bit. Get that back truck on there first. Once that happens, you're going to shift your weight forward and slam that front truck down on the coping, right in the position where the wheel's just riding on the coping, and you're basically just pressing that skateboard into the coping. Center your weight on top of your board and lift up a little bit. Swing those shoulders in, bring that front truck over. There you go, you're ready for the next wall. When you get comfortable with it, throw something extra in there. That's the backside grind. Now, we're on to the frontside grind. Roll up with your feet centered in the board. You want to be able to lead with your front shoulder when you're carving on the ramp. So you want to go up and swing that front shoulder into the coping. Open that shoulder up, lift that front truck up, and get that back truck onto the coping, so then you can also slam that front one on there. Weight leaning into the ramp. Keep your shoulders and your knees parallel when you're on this 50-50. Bend those knees, keep the shoulders straight, and then all you gotta do is just barely lift up that front truck, swing those shoulders in, and come down the ramp. Now that you have it, you can try something new. There is the frontside grind. Here we have the Ollie to Fakie. The feet position is a little bit more wide than on the flat ground. On your approach, have enough speed to get over the coping. Have your shoulders straight and extend your knees, getting an extra boost of speed, and ollie out a little bit. Picture that the quarter pipe is the flat ground, and once you get to the top, that's when you do your ollie. The straighter up you go, the better chance you have of coming back straight down into the ramp. You want to be looking at the coping, because that's how much space you have to get back into the ramp. Just change the position of your head, squat your knees, and extend on the flat bottom. And once that happens, you're good. When you get comfortable with it, you can take it up a step. And that'll be the ollie to fakie. Moving on to the 180 ollies. The basis behind this trick is in the shoulders. Roll up with your back foot and front foot in a frontside 180 position. Coming up the ramp, you want your shoulders to be facing square to the coping. This is already allowing your body to understand where it's going to go. Snap an ollie and do a 180, but a more gradual one. The whole time, your shoulders should be leading. Push out on the ollie, and this will give you enough space to bring those shoulders around, spot your landing, and roll away. Bend those knees and pump out. And same thing with the backside ollie, your shoulders are going to do all the work for you. Roll up with your feet in the back 180 position. So when you ollie, push off the ramp and have your front arm twisting the way you want to go. Your front leg is the one that's leading it around and your back foot is just kind of scooping it through. Bring those shoulders around and make sure that your front truck is over the coping. Spot your landing and roll away. Now that you have it, you can try something new. And there's the 180 ollies. Today, we have the frontside lip. This is all again, shoulders. You want to roll up in a really wide 180 stance. Once you get up to the coping, throw that outside shoulder as hard as you can while popping a frontside ollie. Square those knees, square your shoulders, and land on the coping. Once that board hits the coping, your upper body should be over the transition while sliding. Let the board slide, gain some composure. This is where it gets tricky. You have to have that front foot in a position where you can shift all that weight to your front foot and do a quick pop in and make sure that back wheel clears and roll away. Once you get it wired, you can have fun with it. And that's the frontside lip. And now we have the backside lip. This one's all about the scoop. The feet need to be set up in the backside 180 position with that back foot on the inside scoop. Approach the ramp with speed, and right when you get to the coping, snap that board and scoop it real good. Once you follow the scoop, it should put your board right on the coping in the center of the board. Kind of dip that thing in the position where the back wheel's just over the ramp. Square those shoulders up, bend those knees. Slide with it for a bit, and when you're ready to go, shift all that weight to your front foot and do a quick little pop and just ride it out. Now that you have it, you can try something new. And there you have the backside lip. Let's go over the frontside tail. You're going to have your feet in frontside 180 position. Coming into this trick, drag that outside shoulder around into the coping. Snap an ollie under the coping and shove that tail right onto the coping with all your weight. Your body should be over the ramp. The only thing that should be on the coping is your back foot and your tail. Put all your weight into that back so you can get a good slide in. Keep that front knee bent just so you can keep control. When your slide is done, bend those knees, square the shoulders. Push all your weight onto your front foot and just drop in. When you get it down, you can mix it up. There you have it, frontside tail. Next, we're on to the backside tail. You're gonna wanna put your feet in back 180 position. So you're gonna wanna go up, pop before the coping, scoop that board, and just slide that tail onto the coping. It's all the scoop. Straighten that back leg out, that's your power leg. Sliding the trick is a balance of looking forward and pushing all the weight onto the ball of my back foot on the tip of my tail. All the front foot is doing is guiding your skateboard. Square up, get ready for the drop in, bend those knees, put the weight forward, you're in. When you get comfortable with it, throw something extra in there. That'll be the backside tail. Now, we're on to the frontside Smith. It's all about how to get it into the proper form. Roll up with your back foot in the center of your tail and your front foot over the first 2 bolts of your skateboard. As you get to it, square your shoulders up with the coping, lift up and get the back truck on the inside wheel. And then just drop the front one. It's a real quick motion and thus you're in a Smith grind. The back foot is in control the whole time. That's the foot that's keeping you on top of the ramp and letting you sustain the grind with your front foot. Your front foot, you want to be loose and just have it be able to react to the back foot. The whole time of this trick, you're on the inside of the rim. That's the way to get the longest, furthest, and the best grind. Once you feel like you're done with your grind, put some pressure on that back foot, lift up, it'll pop you right over the coping. And then just bend the knees, square the shoulders, roll away. Once you get it wired, you can have fun with it. And there's the frontside Smith. Now, onto the more advanced, the backside Smith. Roll up with your back foot in the inside pocket of your tail in backside 180 position. Coming up into this trick, lift that front truck up a little bit and then swing it into position. Once you feel that back truck is on the inside wheel, set the front down over the coping. Once you get into this point, you're tiptoeing on the front of the board. The way I like to do the trick is to dip it. The back foot is the power foot. Bend those knees, keep those shoulders straight. And then to pop in, all you gotta do is just roll your toe over the back of the board and it'll let you into the ramp. Now that you have it, you can try something new. And that's the backside Smith.